Aquarius, second half of November 2024. So what is the main theme of the second half of the month for you, dear Aquarius? Balance, career and home life. Oh, what a powerful figure. So she is clearly the guardian of the High Priestess in the tarot cards. She's really is this. So she's representing that art to balance between career and your personal life, like work and life balance. That damn work and life balance. So actually in my reading for you for November 2024, if you get back to my readings, I was paying your attention that you must become the masters of attention. That was the main message to you. So if you lose that attention, right, things may start speeding up. You may lose that delicate balance between home and career. Probably something started happening during that period and will start happening in case if you do not really pay attention to that, because things may start rushing all around. So you really want to keep that auto balance to ride that second cycle of the month correctly and really utilize all the powers of it. So how can we keep actually that balance with you, Aquarius, during that period? So I am asking it from the perspective of which kind of attitude you need to have for yourself first. That will be the first sequence of cards, and then for your career, and actually for your relationships around you. So how can we keep that balance, right? So that is a very, very important question. What can we do about it? Because if something is unbalanced, things will start being broken clearly. So the first sequence of cards, I want to see specifically how can you keep that balance inwardly, right? Because we always do that inner work. And if we don't stand firmly on our both feet, forget about anything. Forget about relationships, forget about work, forget about absolutely everything what is wiring around you. So you woke up, and how to keep that balance, actually, maybe some joyful, pleasant state during the day. That's what I want to see. Four of Swords, all right. Seven of Pentacles, all right. The Hanged Man, Judgment, all right. And Two of Cups. So let's have a look at it together. Clearly we see here that theme for release, right? Release. Have a look at this. So she is laying down, and she lets those two birds take all these unnecessary thoughts, which are swirling here, away from her. And he is representing that main theme, hey, just try to see the situation from another perspective in a relaxed way, because in fact, he, in some sense, is trapped here, right? And then there is some snake, and there is just like some sword here, but he can release him very easily from that situation by releasing the control over the situation. Do you see what I'm talking about? And these two cards are supporting each other. So the main thing is release yourself slightly, step away slightly on some distance from where you got involved into. You know, you may be too involved into certain activity now. And by being too involved into that activity, you may miss certain blessings around you. And that's the main message of this card, which is strongly supporting. It appeared, by the way, in between these two cards. And it is saying to you, hey, pay attention. Maybe you got involved too much into only one thing, but there are opportunities everywhere. And there is a different way of thinking and seeing them. And that's where the Judgment card steps in, which has, by the way, two sides. One side is when we descend here into this world even more and become heavier through our critical judgment. He is an idiot. We judged. He didn't do it right. We judged. What if we look at the situation from a new perspective? Maybe we don't see something. No, Yulia, it's not possible. He's just an idiot. No. I tell you, For every situation, there is some kind of side which we may not see. And the more we think someone is a fool, the more we dig a hole for ourselves here. If we are brave enough to take our journal and start asking ourselves a question, what do we not see about this situation? I promise you, you will find something what you did not see before hidden from you. For these things, you just need to lift your head up a bit. For this, you need to slightly dig a bit more. Okay? And it is really strongly recommended that during this period, you keep moving into that direction of appreciation, focusing on what you have, not what you don't have. This will allow you to keep that balanced eternal state, right? Where actually your rose will start flourishing, your inner rose, attracting the new possibilities. Because in order to attract the new possibilities, you have to slightly release. It's the law of attraction, actually. We do not attract through, even we go to the bathroom, we cannot release if we are into that suffocated state. Nothing good will happen, right? So I'm just giving you that example how even we are functioning physically here. So we need to, in fact, relax a bit our colon, a bit relaxed. So drink a bit more hot teas, just hot water to relax a bit inwardly. And then things will start flowing. Otherwise, things will start breaking, right? And we already need some doctor here. All right, so during that period of finding that balance between home and your life, I want to ask that question: what can we do towards our career, right, during this period? What specifically you need to focus on to find that delicate balance? Because it's easy to say, hey, work and life balance. That's the eternal question already for all of us working women here and men. We need to understand specifically how do I find it, and especially when the theme of the month, of the second half of the month, is like this. So I would love to see a bit more specifics here for you, dear Aquarius. How can you actually achieve it? How can you make it work? Knight of Swords, the Moon, all right. Six of Cups, the World, all right, and Nine of Pentacles reversed. All right. That is quite interesting theme which I see in here, because we started from that rushing attitude. When we rush with our thoughts, and it's like, oh, I will show him, I will show her, he is that, she is that, this project is that. That is like, you can create so much harm with that sword and with that type of animal hair, if it's not reading correctly, and it will bring you even much more to darkness. So just understand this in much more illusory and rushy way. You want to avoid it. These two cards, actually, if they are together, it's just a warning combination for you. Please be aware of it. So, and then the reading is showing that you want to just, again, to keep that delicate balance, as within, so above, as below, so above, right? So you want, as below, so above. So you want to just work over that inner child which is being triggered a lot. We are getting out of that balance because of all the traumas we accumulated through life. So maybe it's an amazing possibility for you. Let's say someone triggered you, someone touched you, and instead of just continue judging that person or judging that situation, you sit down with yourself in the evening and honestly ask yourself, why do I react? And then there will be, and then you're just like, you write it all down, you allow it to speak, and then you again say, why do I really react? And then, And then you may ask yourself just really a few times that question until you figure out what is laying down there, what this beautiful inner child trying to protect you with. Probably something happened in the past, and now this inner child is trying to protect you because it is so fearful, and now it reacts too much, okay? Because we as grown-ups, we understand, why do I react that much? It actually is destroying everything. But then that inner child work is happening when we are doing that in a loving way. We sit down quietly with ourselves, with a cup of coffee, with a cup of tea, with maybe a bit of chocolate. Children love chocolates, right? So we need to provide that beautiful, cozy environment, sit down with our puffy journal, whatever we use for that practice. And then we start that deep inner work, maybe with your cards as well, helping tremendously well. That's exactly what I'm teaching my students, how we can dig deeper into ourselves through the process. And once you do it, that's where you find your actually center, right? And that's exactly what the cards are showing to you here. It's just like that logical continuation of it. And guess what? You have a reversed Nine of Pentacles. This is a quite interesting reading because in fact it's just showing you that, do you see do you see something here? You just need to open yourself up and just allow things to flow into you. You do not need to control stuff too much at your work. Just let it flow. Observe. You will find the solution, and actually things will start happening naturally. Okay? That's exactly what it is telling you in here. All right? Okay, so during that period of finding that delicate balance as the main theme of the second half of the month, Aquarius, I want to understand for you, do you need to shut down from this reality a bit, from all the relationships, or you need just to go into this world and start finding solutions out there? Because guess what, I was doing like some readings also for that meditative part of the month for other signs, and I remember on one of the sign it happened to be that you need actually to go and interact with the world, even if it is a meditative approach throughout the period. So I want to understand during this period for you, do you need to shut down more and just be more in a solitude, in fact, to find those answers in you, or you need just to go and interact with the world more, in fact, so that to dig deeper into the true core reasons behind your reactiveness during this period? Because sometimes through interacting with the world, engaging with the world, and then through that reflection, we find quicker the solutions. So what would be the better way for you for this second half of the month, dear Aquarius? All right, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, all right, the Emperor, Ten of Swords, the Hierophant, Eight of Cups. So in fact, what I see in here, it's better to actually more have that inward meditative approach. You just sit behind your fortress like that Emperor. You sit inside, right? And you observe so that you would start sitting, because that Emperor is still not going to every person in his kingdom. He's sitting and ruling from there. His space is limited there. So because if you will start, in fact, too much interaction at this critical period for you, that's what may happen. Do you see? So, and that's an utter destruction of the mind. It's when we start beating ourselves, we actually create even much more problems than were before. So you want to kind of sit still inwardly. It's a bit more inward position. And that's where the true knowledge actually will step into you. Much more reflective period, much more shut down period to yourself. That's where you will start really mastering your attention, so that you would not even create much more destruction here, because this is a very, very deep contemplative period for you, Aquarius. So remember that. Do not be seduced by everything around you. The opportunity may come from your deep self-reflection, being on your own, in fact. All right? Because that is the true period where you can actually see your true talents. And this is an interesting period. If you ride the wave correctly, if you go and into that deeper contemplative period with yourself, you still go to work, you know, you still live your life through that second half of the month, but you do your efforts to literally dig deeper into yourself. Lots of self-digging work, I would say. If someone asks you to go and to have fun around, you would better say no during this period, because it's a bit more deep self-contemplating work. You would better go anywhere alone, I would say. That solitude period may bring you to much more understandings and realizations about yourself than anything where you kind of like go and interact too much with the world.